Hello, I'm your trainer Irene Wairimo. I'll be taking you through clothing and construction theory, and today we will go through the topic sewing tools and equipments. Under sewing tools and equipments, we will begin by defining what are sewing tools and equipments. Sewing tools, they refer to various equipments and implements used for sewing. For example, we have scissors, thimbles, seam ripper, shears, and so on. Under sewing equipments, it refers to machinery and larger tools used in sewing. For example, we have the overlock machine, we have the cutting table, we have the iron box, and so on. Then next we will look at the classes of sewing equipments, or the classification of the sewing equipments. They are divided into cutting tools, measuring tools, marking tools, and pressing tools. Under cutting tools, we have the scissors, shears, pinking shears, seam ripper, thread clipper, and so on. Under measuring tools, we have the tape measure, French curves, clear ruler, we have the set squares, and so on. Under marking tools, we have tailor's chalk, we have the tracing wheel, and so on. Under pressing tools, we have the iron box, we have the padded tailor's arm, we have the sleeve roll, and so on. Next, we have a picture of several sewing tools and equipments. We can see we have the tracing wheel, tape measure, scissors, threads, buttons, we have pin cushion and dressmaker's pin, we have the seam ripper, we have the, what else? We have the thimble, we have the bobbin, and so on. We have the pins, and so on and so on. You can continue naming them. And we have right there, we have the French curves and the set square for drafting. They're used for drafting, yeah. Next, we will look at the types of iron box. We have the electric iron box, the pressure iron box, manual or charcoal iron box. And right there, electric iron box is the iron that we use that uses electricity. We have the pressure iron that uses pressure. We have the manual iron box that uses charcoal. We have a picture of charcoal iron box right there, and electric iron box. Let's look at the care for iron box. We'll begin by looking at unplug the iron box. Wherever you're not using your iron box, make sure you unplug it from the power source. And also, anytime you want to clean and maintain your iron box, make sure you unplug it from the power source. Next, we will look at the clean the sole plate. To remove any buildup or dirt or residue on the sole plate, you can use a damp cloth or sponge with a mild detergent. Avoid using abrasive cleaners or scrubbing pads, as they can damage the surface of the sole plate. Next, we look at the water reservoir. If your iron box has a water reservoir, make sure to empty it after each use to prevent mineral buildups and mold growth. You can also use a mixture of water and vinegar to clean the reservoir and remove the mineral deposits. Check on the cord. Inspect the power cord for any signs of damage of wear and tear. If you notice any fraying or exposed wires, it's important to replace the cord to prevent any electrical hazards. Next, we will look at the store your iron box properly. When not in use, store the iron box in a cool, dry place to prevent rusting or damage. Make sure to wrap the cord neatly to avoid tangling and store it away from any sharp objects that could potentially damage it. Finally, we look at the regular maintenance. It's a good idea to perform regular maintenance on your iron box, such as descaling the sole plate and cleaning the steam vent. This will help ensure that your iron box continues to work efficiently and prolong its lifespan. We look at the sewing machines, types of sewing machine. We have electrical sewing machine that uses electricity to function. It requires electricity to function. We have computerized sewing machine. This requires electricity, but also it's advanced. It is computerized. There is a place where there are settings that you can adjust. If you want a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch, if you want it to run faster or slow, you can set it to function to your required to whatever pace you require, or whatever stitch you need. Next, we have the overlock machine. This is the sewing machine that is used for hemming the raw edges, for finishing raw edges, not hemming, sorry, for finishing raw edges. We have the manual sewing machine. These are machines that do not require electricity. You use them manually. And finally, we have the embroidery sewing machine. This is used for adding decorations to your fabric for the embroidery work. We look at the parts of sewing machine. We have a picture of sewing machine indicating the different parts of a sewing machine. We can see the sewing head, horizontal arm shaft, spool pin, machine pulley, upright arm shaft, connecting rods, bed shaft, loop taker, bobbin case, feed dog, presser foot, face plate, presser bar lifter, presser bar thread take up lever. We have the needle thread tension, needle bar, and the needle. So make sure you get conversant with the parts of a sewing machine, and you can be able to indicate a certain part and its name when asked to name the parts of a sewing machine. Next, we look at a few functions of part of a sewing machine. Several parts of a sewing machine. We look at their function, and you can go on and research on the other parts and their functions. One will begin with the needle. The needle is responsible for piercing the fabric and creating the stitches. It moves up and down in a controlled manner to form the stitches. We have the bobbin. The bobbin holds the lower thread and works in conjunction with the needle to create stitches. It is placed underneath the fabric and is wound with thread before sewing. Next, we have the feed dog. The feed dogs are metal teeth that move the fabric through the machine as stitches are being formed. They help to ensure even stitching and prevent fabric from bunching up. Next, we have the presser foot. The presser foot holds the fabric in place while sewing and helps to guide it through the machine. It can be adjusted to accommodate different fabric thickness. Next, we have the tension control. The tension control regulates the tightness of the stitches by adjusting the tension of the upper and lower thread. Proper tension is essential for achieving well-balanced stitches. Next, we have the stitch selector. The stitch selector allows you to choose different types of stitches, such as straight stitch, zigzag stitch, and decorative stitches. It controls the movement of the needle and feed dogs to create the desired stitch pattern. And finally, we will look at the bobbin case. The bobbin case holds the bobbin in place and ensures that the lower thread feeds smoothly as stitches are being formed. Lastly, we will look at the machine faults while mentioning their causes and their remedy. So we'll begin by mentioning the thread breaking and shredding. It's caused by dull or incorrect needle or incorrect threading, tension too tight, and can be corrected by replacing the needle, rethreading the machine correctly, and adjusting the tension. Secondly, we will look at uneven stitches. Uneven stitches are caused by improper tension, incorrect threading, and bent needles, and can be corrected by adjusting tension, rethread machine, and replace the needle. 3. We will look at skipped stitches. They are caused by dull and bent needles, incorrect needle size, improper threading, and can be corrected by replacing the needle, use of correct needle size, and rethreading properly. Next, we will look at the machine jamming, which is caused by incorrect threading, tangled thread, debris in the bottom in the bobbin area, and can be corrected by rethreading the machine, cleaning out the debris, and ensure proper bobbin placement. 5. We look at fabric not feeding properly. It's caused by feed dogs are down, incorrect presser foot pressure, and can be corrected by raising the feed dogs and adjust the presser foot pressure. And next we look at the noisy operation, which is caused by lack of lubrication and loose screw or pads, and can be corrected by oiling the machine and tightening the loose pads. Another fault we have bobbin thread tangling. Bobbin thread tangling is caused by incorrectly wound bobbin and incorrect threading, and can be corrected by winding the bobbin correctly and rethreading the machine. Next fault we have a needle getting stuck, which is caused by incorrect needle insertion, bent or damaged needle. To correct it, we have to ensure the needle is inserted correctly and not damaged, or replace if necessary. Another fault we have a thread tension issue, which is caused by incorrect tension setting and can be corrected by adjusting the thread tension according to the fabric being used. Finally, we will look at the needle breaking. It's caused by incorrect needle type for the fabric, bent needle, or incorrect needle insertion, and can be corrected by use of correct needle type and ensure the needle is not bent and insert the needle properly. Finally, we have come to the end of our lesson. Thank you for taking your time to listen.